Americans spend their leisure time?
A.
Life seems busier than ever before to most Americans, but statistics show that the average American actually has over 40 minutes a day more leisure time than he had 40 years ago. Nowadays, we all have dishwashers and washing machines, ready-made meals and access to online shopping. So all those hours that our grandparents used to spend on household chores are now free. People's jobs have changed, and working long hours in factories isn't something that most of us have to do anymore. Instead, we work shorter, more flexible hours in offices.
B.
It's great to have lots of free time and fewer jobs about the house. Who wants to do the chores? The problem, however, is that people don't always use their leisure time very well. Many Americans prefer watching TV to going outdoors and doing something new. On average, Americans spend 2.5 hours a day in front of the TV. That's almost half the leisure time they have. It isn't a crime to watch TV, but it is a waste of time when there are so many other things to do.
C.
Nowadays, Americans don't want to join organised sports clubs or commit themselves to new leisure activities. That's because they don't want to agree to do something for a long time. In the past, everybody had free time at the same time, the weekend. Consequently, they were happy to join a bowling league and play every Saturday evening, or buy a season ticket for their favourite baseball team. But today, the time when Americans are free is unpredictable. People go away for the weekend more often, or decide to work on Saturday and not Monday. On the positive side, statistics show that there is a growing number of leisure activities which have become common now. About 7 million Americans have become members of a book club, for example. However, it is a shame that although typical Americans enjoy having more free time, they seem less sure about what to do with it.
Hi, Philip. Another long week is over. Time to relax. How do you like to spend your weekends?
I always head out of town at the weekend. I enjoy going into the countryside to do some outdoor activities. I prefer hiking or fishing to going to the gym or bowling or anything indoors. For me, it's important to get some fresh air, to feel the wind and the rain on your face, and to get some exercise too, of course. How about you, Jenny?
Oh, I think so too. I love hiking and being outdoors. I don't go fishing, though. It's too boring for me, sitting and waiting for the fish to bite. I prefer being active. I'm really good at bowling, though. I play in a team on Saturday nights. Tim, what about you? Do you like bowling?
I went bowling once, some time ago, and I quite enjoyed it. Perhaps I could come along one night and watch. I like to go fishing on Saturdays, though. I find it really relaxing. Lots of peace and quiet. I prefer fishing to hiking. I never go hiking. I'm not very fit, and I get tired after about half an hour's walking.
Well, hiking is a great way to get fit. You have to start walking short distances first, though.
So I think I've found you the perfect language exchange. Two of my friends, Philip and Jenny, have both studied Italian, but say that they're starting to forget it. I think Philip is very outdoorsy. He leaves the city every weekend to go hiking or fishing. Maybe you could go together. Jenny also likes to get out of the city to go walking in the mountains, but hates fishing. One activity she does really like is bowling. Have you ever tried it? Jenny plays on a team, which means she's probably quite good. Maybe she could teach you how to play. So who do you think you would prefer to meet for a language exchange?
Which series are you watching has become one of the questions to ask when making conversation. Series are now one of our favorite forms of entertainment, perhaps because the format suits busy modern lives. We can turn on our laptops anytime, anywhere, and watch as many episodes as we like. When I'm stressed, watching my favorite series is soothing. It quickly helps me forget my problems, says Carmen, age 31. It's very relaxing to get lost in a story. A. Game of Thrones, a fantasy drama produced by American TV company HBO, helped to start this trend. There were 73 episodes of Thrones made from 2011 to 2019, and it had millions of viewers all over the world. The story was a fantasy and featured magic and dragons, but Game of Thrones was also a gripping psychological drama. Films can't last much more than 2 hours, but a series is longer and can have a more developed plot. The writers created complex and believable characters who really engaged the viewers, and people watched because they wanted to find out what would happen to them. B. Meanwhile, in India, a series based on the Mahabharata, a work of Indian classical literature, also became an unexpected hit. It's a story of a war between two royal families, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. The producers used special effects to create thrilling battle scenes, but Mahabharata was more than an entertaining action series. Great acting helped to bring the classical characters and stories to life for a modern audience, and the series was watched regularly by 75 million viewers. C. Netflix, HBO, and Amazon Prime have produced an endless list of series for all genres: crime drama, Breaking Bad; medical drama, Grey's Anatomy; and legal drama, The Good Fight; political drama, Madam Secretary; horror, Scream Queens; teen drama, The Misfits; science fiction, Stranger Things; and so on. Not to mention the many funny, even hilarious comedies such as Veep and Grace and Frankie. Series also attract well-known film actors, either as stars or in cameo roles. Jane Fonda was one of the stars in Grace and Frankie, and even Meryl Streep had a role in the drama Big Little Lies. Series seem to get better all the time, and binge-watching hours of our favorite series is a fashionable new vice.
I'm bored. Let's go out. What's on, Andy?
Hang on a minute, I'm just having a look at the website. OK, I think there's a good film on at the Odeon. Yes, Dangerous Killers. It's on at 8.
Oh, no, Andy. You know I prefer comedies to action films, and I can't stand violent films. I don't really want to go to the cinema anyway. Is there anything else on in the city?
Well, I'd really like to see the Boston Orchestra play at the Central Concert Hall, but they sold all the tickets a long time ago. It was really expensive anyway. How about a play and then a meal?
That sounds great.
Well, I'll just see if I can book tickets for the play first. It's called Behind the Door. It's a new play. It's set in Scotland in the 1960s. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that's fine. Who's in it? Anyone I know?
Well, no, not really. Thomas Crew and Alice Strong. I've never heard of them.
Me neither. Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Right. There we go. I've booked 2 tickets. They're near the front, in the middle. And it starts at 8 and finishes at 10:30. Is that okay?
Yes, that's great. There's that nice cafe opposite the theatre. We can grab some food there before the show.
Oh, yes, I know the one you mean. Good idea. Right. I think I'll go and put my new shirt on.
I've heard you've taken up a new hobby.
Well, yes, but it's not really a hobby. You know how I've always been interested in music? I go to a lot of gigs and I buy all the latest albums.
Yes, I know. Don't tell me. You've joined a band. You're going on a world tour.
No, nothing like that. Sadly. I hoped to be a rock star when I was young, but not anymore. I'm too old for that, I'm afraid.
OK. You've decided to learn to play the drums then?
No, of course not.
The guitar? You're having guitar lessons.
Well, you're getting closer. It is about the guitar, but I'm not learning to play it. I'm doing an evening class that teaches you how to make guitars. You know, traditional wooden Spanish guitars.
Wow! Really?
Yes, it's really enjoyable. It isn't easy, of course. You have to learn how to cut the wood and put the different parts of the instrument together. But it's very interesting, and I feel that I'm learning to do something very traditional.
Well, that's great. It sounds much more difficult than what I'm doing. I've started going to a salsa dancing class. It's fun, but I'm completely hopeless. 2 left feet.
Graham Howe has carried out research into leisure activities in the UK. He has found out how we spend our free time. Welcome to the studio, Graham.
It's good to be here.
So, which hobbies are most popular in the UK?
Well, the British have a lot of different hobbies. As you may know, a lot of people have small gardens in the UK, so they spend a lot of time at the weekend cutting the grass or looking after their flowers. And although the British aren't famous for their food, they like cooking. They spend a lot of time watching cooking programs and they buy a lot of cookbooks.
So, are these the most popular hobbies?
Well, they are 2 of the most popular hobbies along with DIY.
DIY?
Yes, do it yourself. The British love painting and decorating their houses, making furniture, that sort of thing. It's very popular. Of course, although the British are interested in sports and hobbies, they only spend 20% of their free time doing them. In comparison, they spend 40% of their free time watching TV and about 25% of their time socializing. You know, inviting friends round for dinner, eating out, or going out to the cinema or to clubs.
Oh, OK. I'm disappointed. So, sitting in front of the television is what we spend most of our time doing?
Well, yes, I'm afraid so. But the British do a lot of sport too, especially football and rugby. Football is the biggest spectator sport. More people watch football than any other sport. But in terms of active participation, actually doing the sport, going hiking and going fishing are major activities. In fact, people prefer going fishing to doing any other sport.
Really? That's surprising. Anyway, after the break, I'm going to ask,